Hello and welcome and namaste from New Delhi. I'm Gautam Roy and this is Express News, the show where we get you the day's top 100 developments in a flash. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit India's Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir on the 6th of June, marking his first trip since the deadly Pahalgam terror attack. Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate the Chenab Bridge during the J&K visit. It is the world's highest railway bridge, part of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla railway line, symbolizing New India's strength and resilience. Member of Indian Parliamentary Delegation visiting Spain, Ashok Kumar Mittal, has said that the MPs clearly put forward the message that though India believes in peace, it will never spare terrorists if provoked. An all-party parliamentary delegation led by Congress MP Shashi Tharoor thanked Brazil for its continued support to India in the fight against terrorism as it met with the head advisor of the Brazilian president to brief him on New Delhi's response to the Pahalgam terror attack. The delegation also met Brazil's acting foreign minister Maria Laura da Roca. They discussed recent events leading to Operation Sindoor and India's firm resolve against terrorism. The delegation also appreciated Brazil's understanding and support for India's security concerns. Group 4 of the Indian delegation led by Shiv Sena MP Shrikant Shinde met with the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Liberia, Richard Nagbekoon, and the group of representatives. Now, during this meeting, Shiv Sena Party's MP Shrikant Shinde highlighted the strong ties between India and Liberia and underlined India's long-standing fight against terrorism. And Bharatiya Janata Party MP Bansuri Swaraj also reaffirmed India's stand against terrorism. She was also part of one of the delegations. Captain Brijesh Chauta, BJP leader and member of the all-party delegation, called the Five-Nation Tour a powerful step in India's united stand against terrorism, highlighting the delegation's shared commitment across party lines. Another all-party delegation led by BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad met UK Labour Party's India Friendship Group, reaffirming India's united stance against terrorism. Group 7 of the Indian Parliamentary Delegation led by NCP SP's Supriya Sule met Egyptian lawmakers, reiterating India's resolute stance against terrorism. Highlighting concerns over cross-border terrorism, particularly from Pakistan, the delegates emphasized India's commitment to combating this global threat, fostering stronger bilateral cooperation for peace and security. And yet another all-party delegation led by BJP MP Vaijayant Panda returned to New Delhi on Tuesday after visiting Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain and Algeria. The delegation highlighted Pakistan's misuse of funds for terrorism, among other concerns. Indian Parliament's lower house Speaker Om Birla met Portugal's Parliament President José Pedro Aguirre Branco in Lisbon, discussing stronger India-Portugal ties amid global challenges. Birla emphasized India's zero-tolerance policy on terrorism, urging nations to unite against this scourge. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has sacked 3 government employees, Malik Ishfaq Nasir, Ajaz Ahmed and Wasim Ahmed Khan, for links to Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal is on a 3-day official visit to France as part of a 5-day tour of France and Italy. Goyal met his Singaporean counterpart Gan Kim Yong in Paris. Both the leaders discussed enhancing bilateral trade and investment ties and highlighted opportunities India offers across various sectors, especially in the shipping sector. Minister Goyal also met with his French counterpart Eric Lombard. The pair exchanged views on deepening economic partnership along with the progress of the India-EU FTA negotiations. The Commerce Minister also held a meeting with Nigeria's Minister for Trade, Industry and Investment, Dr. Jomuke Oduvole, in Paris. Both the leaders explored avenues to boost bilateral trade along with World Trade Organization reforms. India has reported over 4,000 active COVID cases, mostly mild, concentrated in Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. COVID genome sequencing is underway for all samples in India. High-risk groups have been advised to take extra precautions, maintain hygiene, wash hands and stay cautious. Meanwhile, the sacred relics of Lord Buddha returned to India from Vietnam aboard an Indian Air Force aircraft landing at Delhi's Palam Technical Airport. Displayed across 9 Vietnamese cities, they drew 17.8 million visitors, symbolizing deep India-Vietnam spiritual and cultural ties. Indian benchmark indices ended in the red on the third consecutive session on Tuesday. The BSE Sensex falling 660 points to 80,713.76, while the Nifty 50 fell below 24,550 to 24,493.3. The Indian rupee depreciated 20 paise to close at 85.59 against the US dollar. Global gold prices are steady at 3,360.88 USD per ounce, silver at 33.06 per ounce amid US-China trade tensions. Analysts forecast gold reaching 3,519 by June end, driven by safe haven demand and geopolitical risks. Now, while silver stands at 33.06 USD per ounce, industrial demand may lift silver to 37.98 by June end, despite tariff uncertainties impacting global markets. The OECD 0.4% to 3,361.98. Hopes of US-China talks between Trump and Xi ease tariff fears, despite China's factory activity shrinking at its fastest pace since 2022. Oil prices climbed 0.9% with the WTI at 63.11 USD and Brent at 65.18 USD per barrel after Ukraine's strike on Russian bombers raised geopolitical tensions. OPEC Plus's modest production increase and potential US sanctions on Moscow have fueled concerns, while US markets have been seeing a tech-led gain. Deutsche Bank raised its S&P 500 year-end target to 6,550 from 6,150, a 10.35% increase from the last close of 5,935.94, citing lower tariff impact and a strong economy. Deutsche Bank's S&P 500 targeted hike to 6,550 reflects a reduced tariff drag and estimated at one-third of the prior projections. The finance card above shows SPY at 590.29 USD. At a keynote convention during Snowflake Summit in San Francisco, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman predicted that by next year, AI system will begin helping businesses solve complex problems and even uncover new knowledge. Speaking alongside Conviction founder Sarah Gu and Snowflake CEO, Altman said, companies prepared to harness the full potential of AI will experience a step change as models evolve from automatic routing. Ukrainian officials led by Andriy Yermak arrived in Washington Tuesday to discuss defense aid, battlefield updates with US counterparts, following Monday's Russia-Ukraine peace talks, aiming to strengthen economic and military ties amid conflict. A Ukrainian delegation met US officials in Washington Tuesday to address defense support, battlefield dynamics and enhanced sanctions on Russia post-Russia-Ukraine talks targeting robust economic and security cooperation. Russia captured Andriivka village in Ukraine's Sumy region, 5 kilometers from the border, Moscow's defense ministry said on Tuesday. Moscow's forces also seized Andriivka in Sumy near Russia's border as Kyiv braced for a broader offensive. Trump and China's Xi Jinping are likely to speak this week, White House's Caroline Leavitt said, amid escalating trade tensions. The call aims to address China's alleged violation of a tariff. Polls have opened in South Korea for a new president to replace conservative Yoon Suk Yeol. The snap election follows his impeachment over a failed martial law bid. Opposition candidate Lee Jae-myung leads while ruling party's Kim Moo-soon trails. Candidates wrapped up 3 weeks of campaigning with final rallies in Seoul. Mongolian Prime Minister Lusarm Saray Oyun Erden resigned on Tuesday after losing a confidence vote following protests in Ulaanbaatar over alleged corruption. He will remain as caretaker until a successor is appointed. A nationwide transport strike in Nepal has brought public transport to a complete standstill, affecting daily life, including in Kathmandu. The strike follows new ride-sharing regulations introduced by Gandaki province government. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has defended the country's first judicial election despite reports of just 13% voter turnout. The election, which saw 13 million ballots being cast, has faced criticism from opposition groups. Protests erupted in Bolivia on Monday with supporters of former President Evo Morales and farmers rallying against the economic crisis and the current. Morales has contested his exclusion from the 2025 election. Guerahan Hospital residents and supporters held a candlelight vigil at Buenos Aires' obelisk on Monday, demanding a salary adjustment. Health professionals have been in a standoff with the government for 2 weeks over long hours and low wages. A Berlin court ruled on Monday that Germany acted unlawfully by rejecting asylum seekers at the border, referencing in fact the case where Somali individuals were turned away at the Frankfurt under Oder train station. A Chinese Commerce Chamber has expressed disappointment after the EU blocked a proposal to restrict Chinese medical suppliers' access to public contracts, urging a reassessment of the measure. The suspect in a series of firebomb attacks in Colorado's Boulder, Mohammed Sabri Soliman, appeared in court on Monday. He faces charges including assault, explosive use and first-degree murder, though no deaths occurred in the attack. We're taking a quick break at this point. We'll be back with more in Express News. Just stay with us.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you.
Exactly what to save your country.
You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's carry on. Now, the Indian Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for 11 states including Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, warning of intense rainfall and thunderstorms. Heavy rainfall is expected to continue in northeast India for the next 5 to 7 days. Delhi's weather forecast indicates mild rain, thunderstorms and strong winds with temperatures between 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. The IMD has issued a yellow alert urging residents to stay weather aware. A sand flood situation has worsened with districts like Sribhumi and Kachar badly affected. The Brahmaputra and Barak rivers are flowing above danger levels, while SDRF teams are conducting rescue operations. In Sikkim, the first group of evacuees was airlifted from Chatan Two Mi-17 V5 helicopters carried 34 people to safety at Pakyong Greenfield Airport who got stranded due to rains, inducing landslides, bridge collapses and damage along with the high rise of the river Teesta. Floods in Manipur have affected areas beyond Imphal with landslides reported in several districts. 31 relief camps have been set up and over 3,300 houses have been impacted. And Prime Minister Modi spoke with the Chief Ministers of Assam and Sikkim and the Governor of Manipur to assess the ongoing flood and landslide situations. And Assam CM Hemant Biswa Sarma has briefed Prime Minister Modi on the flood situation, detailing the ongoing relief operations. The PM has assured full support from the central government. Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang thanked Prime Minister Modi for his support regarding the state's flood and landslide crisis, ensuring full commitment to managing the situation. Mount Etna in Italy, Sicily erupted on Monday, sending volcanic ash into the sky. The eruption has not impacted operations at nearby Catania Airport. Residents of Mokwa in north-central Nigeria's Niger State continue to mourn their loved ones following devastating flash floods. Many are frustrated with the lack of government assistance. The death toll is now over 200. In Australia's Alice Springs, emerging artist Martin Mitijana Hagan's first solo exhibition blends amateur ceremony with contemporary art, using native grasses and ochre to tell cultural stories through sculpture and portrait forms. Alongside Hagan's work, the Australian gallery also features Vincent Namachira, known for his satirical, politically charged art. The Copia project, funded by the South Korean government, is distributing fodder plant seeds to livestock herders in TUV province, Mongolia, aiming to enhance food quality and support sustainable farming. 15 households in TUV province have joined the South Korea-funded Copia project, receiving fodder seeds to improve livestock feed quality and boost profitability. In Beirut, Lebanese ride a shiny purple bus to university as part of a new initiative to revive public transport in a city struggling with basic services. The public buses of Beirut, equipped with GPS and operating along with 11 routes, offer a more comfortable and alternative ride to the informal private transport network. Now, in Cairo, Ziwa, a pioneering art house cinema, has defied commercial trends for over a decade, offering a space for underground films amid the dominance of US blockbusters. Despite facing economic and political challenges, Zavia has continued to offer independent art and underground cinema, preserving a unique cultural space in Egypt's film industry. In Greece's Fornoe, a modest fishing catch is becoming a rare event as the Greek government has introduced measures to protect coral reefs in the area. Greece has banned bottom trawlers in the water surrounding Fornoe to protect newly discovered coral reefs, with plans to expand this to all protected marine areas by 2030. Muslim pilgrims performed the Tawaf, the circumambulation of the Kaaba, ahead of the official start of Hajj. In Morocco's Tamara, rising summer temperatures are driving more people to the beaches, seeking relaxation and escape from the heat, but this also brings challenges in managing visitors and protecting the environment. While beach visits increase during heat waves, local authorities of Tamara face the challenge of managing crowds, ensuring safety and maintaining cleanliness to protect the marine environment. Twin polar bear cubs born in December made their public debut at Yagiyama Zoological Park in Sendai, Japan, attracting over 200 visitors. The male and female cubs of the zoo in Sendai, currently weighing at 30 kilograms each will soon have their nicknames chosen through a public vote ending June 17. Walt Disney announced on Monday that it will be laying off several hundred employees in film, television and corporate finance. The layoffs will affect multiple teams around the world, including film and TV marketing, TV publicity and casting and development. Veteran actor Denzel Washington attended the unveiling of his portrait at Sardi's. Joining Broadway legends, the event celebrated the long-standing tradition of showcasing portraits of Broadway stars, a practice that began in the 1920s. King of the Hill voice actor Jonathan Joss has passed away at 59. He died in a shooting incident on Saturday, according to San Antonio police. Actress, director and producer Olivia Wilde has set to receive the Taormina Film Festival's Creativity Award at the 71st edition of the event. Adolescents took home 3 prizes at the Gotham Television Awards, including Breakthrough Limited Series on Monday. Seth Rogen's The Studio won Breakthrough Comedy Series and The Pit won Best Drama. Celebrities Pedro Pascal, Ariana Grande, Daniel Radcliffe and Sabrina Carpenter have signed an open letter calling for the allocation of $50 and $5 million in federal funds for LGBTQ youth suicide prevention programs. Now, the highly anticipated sequel, The Accountant 2, featuring Ben Affleck and John Bernthal, will soon be available for streaming on Amazon Prime. Releasing this week is what is going to happen. Now, Netflix has confirmed the return of the romantic comedy Nobody Wants This. The new season is set to start October 23. The series stars Kirsten Bell as Joanne and Adam Brody as Noah. The creators have released the first poster for the highly anticipated sequel to the box office thriller hit Five Nights at Freddy's, based on the blockbuster game series. Bollywood legend Rekha's timeless classic Umrao Jaan will be re-released in theatres, restored in 4K resolution by NFDC NFAI. The film is set to release on the 27th of June. Sports now, and the stage is set for the finale of the Indian Premier League 2025. Royal Challengers Bengaluru lock horns with Punjab Kings in the summit clash in Ahmedabad. A lot hinges on Virat Kohli here. Now, both RCB and Punjab Kings have never won an IPL title as well. They now set out to end their 70-year-long title drought when they clash for one final time in IPL 2025 season. The winners of IPL 2025 will walk away with winning prize of 20 crore Indian rupees, while the runners-up will get 13 crore Indian rupees. The International Cricket Council on Monday announced that the upcoming edition of the 8-team Women's ODI World Cup will take place from the 30th of September to the 2nd of November across 5 venues in India and Sri Lanka. The first unofficial test match between India A and England Lions ended in a draw at Canterbury on Monday. World champion Gukesh Domaraju defeated compatriot Arjun Erigesi for the first time in classical chess at Norway Chess 2025 on Monday. The Neeraj Chopra Classic 2025, which was postponed earlier, will now take place on the 5th of July at Bengaluru's Sri Kanti Vihara Stadium. At the French Open, Alexander Zverev advanced to the quarterfinals at Roland Garros for the 7th time in 8 years, when Talon Geekspoor was forced to retire during the second set due to an abdominal injury. And Novak Djokovic claimed his 100th win at the French Open after beating Cameron Norris in the 4th round on Monday. Top seed Yannick Sinner continued his serene French Open progress with a 6-1, 6-3, 6-4 dismantling of Russian Andrei Rublev to reach the quarterfinals on Monday. Second seed Coco Gauff brushed aside Russia's Ekaterina Alexandrova 6-0, 7-5 to stay on course for a first title at Paris. In badminton, two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu came out victorious in a 3-game thriller against Japan's Nozomi Okuhara on Tuesday in the round of 32 of the Indonesian Open. In men's singles, Lakshya notched up his fifth first-round exit on this tour after 11-12, 22-20 and 15-21 defeat. India's star kabaddi player Pradeep Narwal has announced his retirement from kabaddi on Monday after going unsold at the PKL Season 12 Players Auction. Former Real Madrid manager Carlos Ancelotti led his first training session as coach of the Brazilian national football team on Monday ahead of their debut against Ecuador in the South American qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup. And that's all we have at the moment in Express News, but all the latest continues right here on DD India. Stay with us.